What's up, guys? Before we get into the episode, I want to let you know we are finally doing our first merch drop at the Unlaced podcast. It's taken us about 100 shows to get there, but we finally have a couple of t-shirts and this beautiful hat that I'm wearing coming to you in the next few weeks. Now, this is going to be an exclusive range. There's not going to be a whole heap of units. So if you guys want to get in quick, there is a link in the episode here. Put in your details. Give yourself the best opportunity to get one of these tees. This is the white faded bony heavy tee. I'm calling it the smiley tee. It's got some of the sayings from the show on the back. And of course, one of my favorites, probably the favorite, is the humanized tee. These are a bit heavy, oversized type t-shirts. You'll absolutely love them. Get amongst them early. I love you all for the support. Let's get into the episode. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of the Unlaced podcast. As I always say, if you are new here, please give us a like and subscribe. It's how we grow. We've been growing very quickly, so I do thank you all for doing that. And for those that have come back again, I absolutely love you. I'm going to pause you there, though. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. This is a special episode, grand final episode. There's some silverware in the room, and I'm very, very happy to announce Isaac Quaynor, Premiership player.
Sounds good, baby.
Damn, bro. Damn. What is this, like year 5?
Year 5.
Year 5 Premiership player, bro. People go like 15 years without one.
Well, you look at Steele and Pendles, I think it was like, what was it, 13 years or something?
Shit, yeah.
Between. It's crazy. I'm blessed.
Have they said anything about like this being a whole different feeling or anything?
Yeah, we're actually speaking about last night at dinner, and Pendles was saying that he feels like this group is, I mean, he could just be saying it, but it's just the high of the Premiership. But he was saying that this group is really special, and the chemistry and connection between us is like unlike anything he's ever experienced. So to win the flag and achieve the ultimate is pretty freaking cool.
Do you know what's cool as well? Is like all the past players talk about it. Like one of their favorite things they still do is that annual lunch.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
You've got that.
So Darcy Moore is going to be the one that organises it, and he's like trying to. He's got connects, you know, he's a connected man. So I'm keen to see what he organises over the years. I reckon there'll be some fire stuff.
Wow, bro. Well, how first off, like, how are you feeling? It was like 4 or 5 days after the grand final now. So
yeah, well, I'm feeling not hungover and not too tired today, which is great.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, I just got out of the sauna, feeling good, feeling refreshed. But it kind of still hasn't sunk in, to be honest. Like every time I'm at home and I kind of look over at my desk and I just see the medal hanging, I'm like that just doesn't feel real. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's been a bit of a whirlwind and it's been a big few days. But, I like looking back on like videos and memories and stuff on Snapchat, like far out, I've had a friggin' ball, man.
Yeah, it's been a blur, huh?
Crazy.
Have you tried to like have a moment to like take it in? Have you been able to do that, or has it been this? Because like you guys have had a lot of commitments this week.
Yeah, it's been full on.
But still, you got more to come. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, we got Copeland and then probably more stuff on the weekend. So, look, probably not really. Like I think I'm going to Bali on Monday, so that'll be more kind of just go. So maybe once I get back from Bali, I think maybe it'll settle in a little bit more and. I don't know. It's a strange feeling, but it's a freaking good one.
I know, bro. But we actually cut up a really great clip because we had you on the podcast last year after, probably like this week, last season,
this time last year. Yeah.
And we cut it up because it was like a very like proud clip of like how good this group was, and obviously so much was achieved from coming 17th to like freaking, was it second essentially?
Yeah,
second, and then you lose by a point in the prelim. Fast forward this year, you win the prelim by a point, and I'm like, damn, I booked my flight home from like the States then and there. I was like, shit, this is going down. But like before we go into the grand final itself, like just the week leading up, like. That was obviously your first grand final week. Can you like take me through that? Because I think when like previous weeks that like or previous years, some of the boys have done it. Like I've never really known what it's actually like. 2018, Geordie, like I only just sort of started to know him. So I didn't. What actually happened in that week? Like why is that different?
Oh, well, the biggest change is just the fans. Like the amount of fans that come to training, the Magpie Army turning up, man. There's like 5,000 to 10,000 people just at training. So, like, yeah, that was something that was an obvious change. I feel like other than that, throughout the week, everything was they try to keep everything as normal as possible.
Yeah.
And so did I. Like in regards to my preparation, I go to one of my best mates' dad's house every week for dinner on a Wednesday, and I still did that. And I just try to keep things. I had the same thing I always have before a game. Like I was chilling. I tried to keep things as regular as possible, but. Definitely the biggest thing was just the fans, man. Like they just love it. And then
training, bro.
Crazy.
Like, how many people were there that day at training though? Was it? Well, I don't even know if it was an open session, but it was like
so we had
like 10,000 people were there.
The Tuesday and the Thursday were like the two like official open training sessions, and the Tuesday one was like probably had like 5 to 10, and then they reckon like maybe an exaggeration, but and then the Thursday would have had, I reckon it would have had 10 plus. Like it was just crazy. Like. That finals fever.
Dude.
And then obviously the parade. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, so who were you sitting with in the parade? Like
I was with the leg man, Oleg Markov.
Oh, bro. Hasn't he become famous after that bad Monday?
All they sing is when we're going past, people were like, Oleg, 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 Oleg. And man, he was just like loving it. Like it was so good.
He seems like a great dude.
He's one of the best. He's such a good man. And it was pretty cool to be able to do that experience with him. And like even his story is freaking so cool, man. So like pretty proud of him as a person, how far he's come. But that parade was like absurd. Like we were all on the biggest high ever.
Damn.
And like the comparison of Collingwood fans to Brisbane was just like so apparent. Like it would have been like maybe a 70-30 split.
Damn,
it was just unbelievable.
Were you able to like absorb that in, or was that like when like nerves start to come in around that point, because you realize like the magnitude of it, like it's a grand final, but until you see like the actual outpour of people that are interested in like Collingwood winning, I can imagine it changes things.
Oh, definitely. I think you kind of realize how much it means to so many people. That was like probably the biggest thing. But like I was actually all right with nerves. The only time I'd get nervous was when we like as a team started to actually speak about the actual grand final itself. Like we did some sessions with Jackie Lauder, who's our psychologist, and we had some sessions where we spoke about like how we're feeling and like our emotions leading up to it, what we're expecting, and like that was when I was getting nervous.
Did you go around the room like individually and say what?
It was kind of an open forum, so like you just say what you're feeling if you felt comfortable, and everyone was kind of in the same boat. Like a lot of excitement, obviously some nervous energy, but I feel like there was this feeling that we were ready to go.
Yeah,
that was the main thing, and I feel like you could see it on Saturday.
Was there like, and as a competitor, I guess it doesn't really matter, but Carlton versus Brisbane, that result was like there any sort of. Like, was there that feeling like you didn't care who you were playing? Was there anyone that, because obviously Brisbane have had like a bit of a knock on Collingwood as well throughout the years.
You've
never beaten them.
5 years, never beaten them.
And you're probably, I'd say, outside of Toby Green, the biggest matchup and some of the best matchups that I watch you in, where like people challenge you as such, it would be like Brisbane with Charlie Cameron and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So like that for me, I was like, this is like, oh, this is a big game for you too.
Definitely. Yeah, I think going into that Brizzy Carlton game, like, I wasn't really sure who I wanted to win. I wasn't really too, like, they're both freaking such good teams. Carlton's on such a high. Brisbane's been so good all year. Like, it was a bit of like pick your poison. But I think I was just confident that either way, like, we'd get it done. But Carlton Collingwood would have been an unbelievable grand final just for the city of Melbourne.
Fuck me.
Like, so like that part of me was like, that would be really cool. But I think, Brisbane like were a really, really strong side all year, so they probably deserve to be in the grand final. And I think I like how it worked out like that. It was almost like first and second. Yeah, the two best teams were in the grand final.
It's fair that way, right?
So I rated that definitely.
Bro, take me through grand final day. Like, what's Q doing before the game? Because I know you're pretty routine, but like that's not a normal day in the calendar. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. I as I said, I tried to keep it as normal as possible. I actually had a good sleep the night before, so I woke up feeling good, feeling fresh. My housemate and I went to our local cafe just on Swan Street, and I get a chili scramble from there every day of every game.
Damn.
If I'm in Melbourne.
Goes to the chili game.
Chili
now.
scramble, that's African, baby. I'm built for that. Yeah, I'm built for that. It doesn't even get me that chili either.
I read something the other day about people that like, because I get fascinated by people that don't like chili. Like I can't eat.
Boggles my mind.
Everything I put like peri on shit. That doesn't deserve to be on it. Do you know what I mean? But 100%. I read something the other day. It's like it's like you've got a higher propensity for pain.
Hey, well, I mean, to be fair, bro, my whole childhood, I just remember sweating from eating Ghanaian food, man. That stuff is lethal.
Yeah.
But it tastes so good, so you just fight through it. But you end up like you drip and sweat, and it's like the pain is like kind of good, but it's like, you know, I back that in 100%.
Yeah, there was like all these benefits from it. I'm like, fuck, that's mad because I'm like everything. Oh, which, so I would do the same as you. That's cool.
Yeah, definitely. So then, and then we literally always just basically go home. I was lucky enough that he took like the morning off work, which is, actually no, he took the day off work because he's coming to the game.
Yeah, of course.
So we just chilled out, watched some YouTube. I always listen to like video clips. Like I just watch and listen to video clips on YouTube. So I just sit back and just vibe out to whatever
like
it is.
Anything? Like
it's all rap.
So music.
Yeah, music.
Bro.
Yeah. So I was listening to my boy Key Glock, a bit of Lil Yachty, a bit of Drizzy in there, a bit of everything. So like I was vibing early, the energy was up.
Can you imagine how different your like pre-match is to like Pendles? Like you're watching like Little Yachty and shit. He's like fathering kids and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Fascinating how everyone has to prepare differently.
Mine would be so different to freaking everyone, to be honest. There wouldn't be many people. Yeah. But and then I always get to the club nice and early and jump in the hot cold pools.
Yeah, what is that? Because Dacos boys are big on that, aren't they? Like hot before the game?
Yeah. Well,
what's with that?
I think it's, I don't know, I'm not going to be an idiot and try and use
but
a little
they just feel good doing it?
Yeah, I think it just gets you, for me, it gets my body feeling like warm and feeling like it got moving a little bit because you can be a bit stiff when you've been sitting at home all day.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gets a blood flow going, I feel like, and just makes me feel good going into it. Christian Petrarca actually told me that he does it, and I remember trying it last year.
And it worked.
Or the year before maybe, and I rate it from.
It makes sense, though, doesn't it? Like you warm up so your muscles get warm. You just put it in warm water, bro. It's like you're halfway there.
I feel like you always feel good when you go on water for a bit. Like I don't know, it just like takes a bit of the weight off your body, and you just move around a little bit. We have a chat, have a laugh, like keep things like pretty low key.
Mm.
And then from there, just get ready. I did a bit of media before the game, and then we took buggies over to the ground and.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
So one of the cool clips that has come out, and I presume most of you Pies boys would have known, but like Fly's missus going into labour. Did he tell you? Did you guys know that he'd had his partner had the baby, or did he tell you before the game? Because it looked like there was this clip where like he was telling you, he was cracking jokes, and everyone's laughing, like the Pies theme of the whole year. Yeah, like before the biggest game, everyone's like. Kind of chilling. Yeah. But what did he say there?
Yeah, he just basically said that that she's given birth and like win, lose or draw, he's a winner today. So I feel like that was like pretty cool way. And you could tell how much it meant to everyone. Like we love Fly. So like
dude, I want to play for him.
Yeah, like, man. He makes people on the street want to play for him.
I want to play for him. Yeah.
So to see him so proud and so happy and yeah, that was a pretty special moment before such a big occasion. It kind of like put things into perspective a little bit. Like, man, what doesn't really matter what happens. Like how good's that?
Life's been brought.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, So and he always keeps things really lighthearted before a game and gets all the boys laughing and just in a pretty like chill mindset. And I think that's what's been working for us this year.
He's the king of it, bro. Well, let's go into like the actual game itself, because when I pulled up, you guys were out on the track having like a warm-up out the ground, and it was just like different to any other game I've ever been to. It was actually my first grand final I've been to live. And like the stages are set up, there's all these performances, then there was 100,000 people there on the day. Like for you, whilst you're out there doing what you normally do before the game, did that feel any different as well? Did that like kind of... Because I would think like that's when the nerves would hit me. Like I reckon I'd enjoy the week, but that would be when I'm like, oh, this is real now.
Yeah.
Like it's do or die, you know?
Yeah, well, the pre-game stuff was a bit different because of all the performances and that. So, like, we usually get to go out in the ground, like, for a longer period of time, but it was all cut quite short. So it kind of made me change my routine a little bit because I do the same thing every week. But, yeah, we kept things as, like, chill as possible. I had a little kick out in the ground, got a bit of a sweat up, just did my runners, and then said g'day to a couple friends who I saw on the boundary, and then then it was meeting time and warm up inside, and everyone was G'ing up, and then the nerves were definitely I'm not nervous. I'd say that my emotion would be excitement. Is when we have the your arm in arm and you do the what's it called, the anthem.
Oh, yeah,
and
before
then
the game.
Right at the end, that roar that comes out, like I swear I have like out-of-body experiences, man. It's unbelievable.
Oh.
So those moments there, that is like what you dream of, I feel like, as a kid. Like,
dude,
genuinely.
I reckon, like, I would pay, if that was an experience you could pay for.
Oh, bro.
Like, do you know what I mean? How many people would pay to feel that? Like,
Man,
that's like gladiator shit.
It's a natural high, and there's nothing better than that. And like to look, kind of like at points just to look around and just like literally see every single seat taken. Like,
and particularly like Collingwood as well. Like, there was this credit to Brisbane fans. There was sections of them, but like it's no competition.
Nah,
like,
well, it's a different. We're just a different breed, really, at the Pies. But yeah, it was an interesting and unique prep for the game on actual game day, just because of all the festivities of it as well.
Hey legends, just a quick break in this episode to thank our partners, Dabble, the gambling agency, where you dabble socially and gamble responsibly. Please only bet what you can and are willing to lose. Now, Dabble is one of the great platforms out there. I absolutely love using it. Very similar to Instagram, where you can follow some of the head honchos in the different sports, copy their bets and get some good wins on the board. Now, fortunately for me, I've been working with Dabble for over a year. This year, we are doing a stream every Tuesday night. It's called Jake's Take. It's from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m, where you can go in the Dabble app. You can join me. We get guests on every week. We bet on the dogs. We have an absolute ball, and they're talking about sport and cutting up the shop around what's going around town across all codes. So come on down, check it out. Dabble socially, gamble responsibly, and let's get back into the episode. All right, we're back, guys. We just had a quick interval because you win premierships for sure with the boys you play with, but there's a lot of people outside of the 22 and outside of the footy club that are definitely there for the journey. And Daniel Scala, Chook, aka Chook, he's pulled up in the building, baby. You were as nervous as me on grand final day, huh?
Yeah, mate. I was nervous.
What was it like for you going through that, like that day as like a best mate?
It was pretty cool. I mean, I know Isaac said we was trying to keep it as normal as possible. So we kept having our same breakfast at Cheeky Monkey Cafe down the road. And then I drove him to the game, and I was pretty cool, trying to keep it calm and collected. But as soon as I dropped him off, so I started getting amped up, ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
And the game was pretty sick to watch.
It's pretty surreal to like see him a premiership player now, see the premiership we don't. For me with Geordie, it was like when we were celebrating that night, I just kept like looking at him like, holy fuck. It's happened.
I know.
It's happened, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no one can ever say shit now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no one can take that medal off you.
No, that's like after the game, like we were planning on like a next like point of attack, and me and other mate Andy, we like stormed down the front row and was yelling out to Q. It was like, he's not going to see us. And he saw us and we're like, oh my God. And we saw them down and like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's pretty crazy, man. Well, the game itself, like, let's go into it, because I actually spoke to, I've never really had a conversation with Scotty Pendlebury, but like, what a guy. But Jack, I was with Jack Jenkins. Jack went over and like said hello to him because they must know each other. And I just asked him, I was like, bro, did you realize like how frenetic that game was as like a fan? Like the heart race, like it was like end to end. Brisbane kicked, then they kick a few, then Collingwood come back. He kind of said to me, he's like he knew it was a great game, but like you don't have the choice to think like, obviously a fan, you have to like get on with it. Like the centre bounce goes again. Yeah. What was that like for you when it was like particularly early when goals were coming? Yeah,
well for me, like Chick knows, I have a shocking memory, man. I've like a memory of a goldfish. So like, to be honest, I wasn't really aware that what I do remember is at halftime we had an extended break, and I remember sitting down and everyone was pretty cooked, and how he was like, fuck, this has been a sick game. Like, how good has this game been?
What, how he said that? What was this, like, quarter time?
It's half time.
Half time. I love how he's just like, yeah, what a fucking game, boys.
And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, it's been mental. Like, and I think the fact that there was so many scoring shots and there was like a lot of end-to-end footy, they were chipping it around a little bit, but teams tend to do it against us. But yeah, that aspect of it made it, I reckon it would have been freaking entertaining as a neutral or like as a Collingwood or Brisbane fan. Anyone who's watching the game, that's going to go down as probably one of the better grand finals.
Yeah, dude. The initial, the start of the game was pretty crazy. I mean, Bobby Hill, like, dude, what was like? Then he wore the top on Mad Monday. Was it slow feet don't eat? Like,
yeah,
bro. I mean, like, you guys know how good he is, but like seeing him do that on the biggest stage, that's like next level, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, like Bobby and I got drafted in the same year. I remember when I first got into the AFL Academy, we roomed together. So he was the first person I roomed with when I first got in there, and we had like a pretty good relationship from there, and kept in touch throughout. You know, his time with the Giants and that. Had a few good duels. He almost took a freaking unbelievable mark on me, man. But he's just, I've said it like since he was, 18, 17, like he's so entertaining to watch. Like he just entertains people.
Yeah.
He's so freaky, so smart and silky with the football. Like I just love watching people like that. Like, and I hate defending people like that.
Yeah, of course.
So like, man, and when he, it's like any player that's like I feel like a true forward. Like once they get going, I feel like even he's the same. He's like when he's playing football. It's like when he gets going.
When healthy.
Yeah, when healthy, when the knees want to work. But once he gets going, it's like he's just got a heater. Like he's just,
dude,
he's on one.
That instinctive movement he did for I think it was the left foot check side where he went to go on his right and then bang, like sent the guy to the fucking cleaners. But that was just like, he was in like poetry. He was in motion, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was special, bro.
You can tell when he starts dancing and weaving and hitting those little kicks and stuff, you just go, yeah, he's on one. Yeah.
Do you know what I got to give him a shout out for? You would have seen this too, Chook, is that like we'll go into the game for everyone that wants at home to hear Q's thoughts. But at the celebrations after, like when the players had the thing, he had the Norm Smith tucked in and the Premiership medal out. And I was like, humble. Damn, I would have flaunted the shit out of it. Like, so the funny story is I went and took it's one of my proudest moments. So like, I don't even know why. I didn't even think it was funny, but I went to take a piss and all the toilets were like sort of like, there's so many people at that event. Yeah. So all the urinals are being used and I went down and took a piss, doing my business. And I look up and see Bobby Hill next to me. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I was like, fuck, it's not every day you take a piss with 2 medals around your neck. And like the whole urinal started laughing. I was like, walked out like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was good.
That's right. I dropped that dime in there. But then I realized, I was like, fuck, he's actually had it tucked in. Yeah. Like, he's so humble, man.
Oh, yeah, you got to respect it. I mean, they both definitely came out on Mad Monday. Walking around like,
hey, speaking of, you got something to show us, I'm sure, bro.
Yeah, I bought a little bit of the silverware.
Because we're talking about the game itself. You need to show the camera.
How heavy is it?
Yeah, there's a bit of weight to it.
Does it? It says something on the back though. Which did you know it said what it said on the back?
Nah, I didn't. Geordie actually was like, "You should read it," or you or something. Someone said that.
Read it.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, please, because it's fucking. I think when I read it, when I was drunk as anything, but I remember being like, "Damn, that's some cold words."
Let me see if I can see this. To compete and win on grand final day is every player's dream. As a member of the Premier team, you are now part of the history and culture of the greatest game of all. Congratulations.
Yeah, damn.
Pretty far. Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Fuck, bro. Should we end the pod there, bro? What the fuck? That's crazy. Man. So what for you, like, actually, there's one moment where I was like, you know what? I mean, I know you're tough, but I was like, oh, you're tough, motherfucker. Is when, I think it might have been when Bailey kicked probably the goal of the year, and you went hard at Danaher, and I know, bro, he got you good, and the way you got up, I was like, I'd been on the ground for another 3 quarters. Like, did that hurt?
Yeah, it didn't hurt. I was just a bit rattled in my head.
Because that never happens to you once, so like ego comes out. But I actually thought that the way it like hit you, that would have hurt.
Yeah, well, there's actually some photos of it, and it's like, basically just like bump straight to the head. But like it was my fault because I ran in with my head.
How you looked at each other when I said that. You guys spoke about this.
Exactly, yeah.
So, the rest of that first quarter, I was just a bit rattled after that hit. But he's a big man. Like, bro, he's huge. And Zach Bailey's goal after that was nuts. So yeah, but that was a big hit. That's one of the bigger hits I've been part of, and it was all just adrenaline. I didn't even I just didn't even think when I did it. There wasn't much technique. There was nothing. I just was like, you're not, because I kind of stuffed up. I was the one that allowed Bailey to smother Coxie because I ran around trying to get a handball. And then he defended me, and then he came off and smothered it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the technicalities of that being maybe 50 or not, but
I'm gonna call
smart player.
That was fucking. That had to be close to 50, bro. Like 50. It was bullshit.
Yeah, well, I don't know how that works, but then I was like, when you make a mistake, I'm like someone. If I make a mistake, I see red. Like I'll do whatever in that moment after I make that mistake to like make amends. So I was just like, I'm just sprinting at this dude and. I'll be honest, I came off second best, and
that doesn't happen often. You know what? I'm glad. Really. I think we said on our podcast last year how like little one-on-ones you've lost. Yeah. And this was at the end of last season, and then every time I kept watching commentary this year. It's gotten out now.
Yeah,
it's gotten out. Cue the lockdown king, which we just joked as Chook came in that I wanted to know when you went from Isaac to Q because fucking his body.
Copyright that.
Yeah. So what I was going to say before, he's become, in my eyes, not only he's like become a great footballer. He's become a sex icon. Yeah. But this guy is like every teenage and young girl is like Isaac Quaynor obsessed.
He put his ego up right now.
If there's anyone whose ego won't go too big, it'd be him. But I'm like, it is what is happening, bro. He's become the big dog, bro.
Yeah, I feel like when you play good football and you're part of a big team, things like that come. Like look at Guinea as well. Yeah. Like I feel like Geordie has the same like
top shit. Yeah, man,
Pat Lipinski, Jamie Elliott, like there's a whole bunch of the boys who, are just are loved by, people and especially girls. So yeah, it's just all comes with playing good football, baby. That's what happens.
Yeah, we gotta use that more. Isaac from Isaac to Q. Yeah. Let's go through the game a bit because one thing you guys have done, I think it's like been well publicized. The 3 finals you won combined were like 12 points. So like there's like a lot of emotion in games. There's a lot of tight sequences. Particularly in this grand final, like how do you, because you guys have been doing it for so long, it's probably second nature, but still in a grand final to stay as cool and calm as you did.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it was at second or third quarter they started.
They got up a little bit, yeah.
They kicked they might have been 3 goals ahead at one point.
I reckon they were, yeah. Well, to be honest, like as you said, it's probably like an accumulation of the last 2 years of just close win after close win, really. Like we've been pretty lucky. We've been on the good side of a lot of close games and we train it. We talk about it, we review it. So like I feel like I wasn't even nervous when we were down that much. Like you think, like looking back, like I wasn't like,
it's a sliding
shit, like,
doors moment.
Yeah, I was like, I bet let's go. Like this is dope. Like,
were you nervous then? Yeah, I was nervous as hell then. I was like,
I think the more like I was nervous, but like the more I drank, I was like calming down. Bro,
this guy was waved, fam.
You have to.
This guy was all up in my face after the game. I was like, chill. I'm not even that high. He was more hyped than me.
Yeah, the more nerves I had, the more I kept drinking. It settled the nerves. But I think when Cameron kicked that goal with like 5 minutes left, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. But that was then the Geordie reply was like instant.
Yeah, and I was like, oh crap.
And then my favourite Steele side bottom. I went over to Steele. I was like, fuck, bro. I didn't know you could kick like 60. He goes, it was 70, wasn't it? I was like, oh, bro, this guy's got it, bro.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever met, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, those 2 goals, I feel like Geordie and Steele was like, I feel like that Geordie goal just like epitomizes Geordie as a player, like big time moment, big time player. Not an easy goal. Like, that's a tough goal. And you got to shout out Nick for giving that handball.
That's what I was about to say. Dacos gets really, because of how big the goal was, it's like, man, like sometimes you're only as good as your teammates. Geordie's great, but like when you give him the parameter to be good, like I don't know how Dacos, like, it was like instinctive. Like,
he heard him. He just heard his name and just went, it's popped over the top. Wow. Straight in his eye. It's just crazy. He's got like 6 sense, man. Cheat code, human cheat code.
Trust. But do you have a favorite, like if you think back to the game, is there a favorite moment you have in the grand final? Like that stands out to you? Obviously, I'm taking away like obviously the win and anything, but anything for you that was like, fuck, it's like a bit of a superhuman moment.
To be honest, like Steele's goal, like I know it's an obvious one, probably a bit boring, but like Steele's goal was freaking massive. Like, cause like, I didn't know he kicked that far. Like I'll be honest.
You played with him for 5 years.
Like maybe you can kick that far, but the accuracy is probably gonna wander a little bit. You're gonna lose a bit of accuracy trying to overkick it.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, man, like when he kicked that, I was in a bit of shock. Like I was like, this guy's unbelievable.
Did your head start? Did your head start to wonder there? It was like to the end, like we're winning this. Did you ever get to that point? Because I remember a lot of players talk about that.
You know, when I knew that I basically knew we were going to win was when it was on like their junctions, like the forward 50 on their forward line, and Nick got the ball and then was going to blast it, but then hit Will Hoskin-Elliott wide, and then we marked it. And I knew, and there's a sign that says 30 seconds, so I knew there was at least like 30 seconds or under.
Yeah.
And like we've been in that situation so much before that we know exactly what to do when there's 30 seconds left and we're up, you know, whatever, single digit deficit or under a goal. So like I was pretty confident then. And then as soon as whoever kicked it long down the line, I think it might have been Checkers.
Yeah, I think it was.
Then from then I started like just G'ing up. And then I was talking about it last night because we were like, when I ran around the room at dinner and like we were explaining like our feelings and emotions when the siren went.
Fuck, I love these.
And like,
so cool how they do this.
I was just like, man, like I don't even know what I was feeling, but all I remember is trying to just find someone. Like I was just looking around and like someone, and I saw Nick, but then Nick had dropped on his knees to the ground, and then like I was running over there, and then Josh came out, and then like I saw them two together, so then I was like, well, like I don't want to like interrupt the brotherly moment. And I know the cameras are going to be all over. And I know they like their Instagram photo. They want that photo as a memory, and as you should. So I was kind of like, you can see, I was like on my knees, like kind of to the side, because I was like, I don't want to like ruin the boys' moment.
Yeah.
But then once they had that, then I jumped in there, and then we were just all just in a state of shock. But
bro,
yeah, it's. To be honest, like even the last like 4 or 5 days, it's been a bit of a blur. Like that's why I've taken so many videos and tried to like I'll look back on that and like memories will flood back. Even like watching the game back, like we've watched the game.
Yeah, as a group, have you watched it back?
Not like officially, but we've had it. It was playing like on basically repeat at Mad Monday, and then it was playing on Sunday morning at Ned Kelly's house as well.
Yeah,
so like I've watched like probably like a good half of it properly, but I need to sit down and watch it. But
do you remember your smother? That was a moment.
You know what? I think that's my first ever smother in my AFL career.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I got a photo of it.
You had like, it was like a pretty vital smother too.
It was on Coleman.
Yeah, and who was having a day out at half time by the way. Like he was winning Norm by half. It was if Brisbane had a won,
easy.
He was like, fuck him and McCluggage. It was him or you know.
I was gonna say we actually had the debate. If Brisbane won, would Bobby Hill still win Norm Smith?
Oh, that's tough.
Well, yeah, I think maybe because Coleman kind of like staggered off the last quarter.
Or we said if Dano kicked that fourth goal, that goal to win, does Dano win it? But Bobby was by far the best player.
Yeah, he was, and he was doing shit that like.
He could kick 7.
Yeah. Could he kick 7? But he was doing shit like to set things up. He was like getting the ball. He had 18 touches or something, man. Like as a small forward to have 18 touches, 5 goals.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
She set up a vital goal assist as well. I don't know who was it for. The Pendles one.
Yeah, that was
cheeky.
Man, that's if I'm a Brisbane player, I'm deflated after that. Yeah, that's one of those ones like, bro, this is a grand final and you just allowed a 50-meter, you know, like as hot as Bobby was on the day, that's a tough kick to a very, very safe set shot in Pendles from like 30 out on a bit of an angle, but like things like that, man, that would, if I was watching that back, I'd be fuming, to be honest.
What was like every kid's dream is when I think it was Hamish McLaughlin calls up the number and you go up to get the Premiership medallion, which when they said your name and number, like that is like God stuff. That's like crazy. Entrenched in like history. Yeah. No one can take that away from you. Were you like so pumped for that moment?
Yeah, I was, and I'm number 3, so I'm right at the start.
That's right. Who's so like Lipinski, Geordie?
Yeah. So I was I feel like the best way for me to describe it was like, I was having like almost like flashbacks through my whole like footballing career, like at moments like that, like when the siren went, like when my name got called out, like after the song, like there was just like moments where I was just like, man, like, this is crazy. And I actually choked, putting the hat on little fella. My bad.
No, Bo McCreary was
Bo gave him donuts, man.
Shout out Bo. Bo gave a club tour to the kid.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he gave a tour to the kid.
Hats
like
off
Bo's respect, like, man, he didn't do it on purpose. Nice.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah,
obviously.
for those wondering, the kid got a tour of the Pies facility.
Shouts out, Bo. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Always one kid does it. Always one person.
Yeah,
it's always
I know,
one.
bro. You don't.
Well, honestly, like, I thought I put it on and it just slid, man. Like, I thought my placement was nice, but it just slid, and I was like,
you didn't open it up for him.
No, I did open it up, but it must have. I think what I did, I opened it, and then it, if you don't like fully like push it out, it does. It might have gone back.
Oh no!
So then I put it on and it just slid off, and then I was left hanging there for a bit. And I was like, bro, you gotta get me, you gotta get me, you gotta get me.
Damn.
So
I'm gonna give you a hard question here, but because I think it's pretty hard to describe because it would have been a flash. But like, how do you describe that next hour? Because you guys floated around the ground, you came in the rooms, all your family and friends were there. Yeah. Then some of you guys went back out to the ground.
Yeah.
Like it was, that's where it's like, I feel like that's when it might start to hit a bit, like.
Definitely. Yeah. That was like after the game on the ground stuff was probably like one of my favorite parts of the last few days. Like that's like, because like just even doing a circle and just getting around the whole Magpie Army that was there on the day and that stayed that little bit longer. Like, man, that was freaking so cool, and you could see how much it meant to so many people. And to be like sharing it with all the boys, and there was some freaking cool photos that like I'll save for until I die, man. Like there's some sick photos of like us just in complete shock and just enjoying the moment. And then obviously to like I got to get around Chick and Andy, who have been like massive parts of my journey. Yep. And Andy's the reason I started going for Collingwood, his family. So like we've been best friends since I was in grade 1. So like,
yeah, because this is what people who haven't listened to the first episode with Q, go back and listen to it. But you spoke about like having like Pendles on your wall and shit.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is fucked. That you got, like, now you got a premiership medallion in Pendles' team.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I get to meet up with Pendles every year, baby, the rest of my life.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's pretty freaking cool. And like, yeah, it was like those moments when you get to share with like, and then like my mum and my brothers in the rooms, and then my dad was in the crowd. He actually, you can easily see him. He's a big black man, baby. And he was just screaming like a child, him and my uncle. And kind of to share a moment with them as well. And I actually bumped into a few different people that I knew on the way around, which was really cool. But that was probably like the most exciting part of it all. And then like to go back out on the ground after we'd sung the song, after we'd done all the stuff in the rooms, to go back out. And as like a 23, we all like went around and just like, what were we even saying? I think we were saying like what it meant to everyone about.
You guys are so wholesome, bro.
Yeah, well, I think
fucking wholesome.
Kendall's has done it before, so I think it's kind of like he's just going off the back of that. Bro. But like, I think those are those conversations, those moments are the things that you'll like remember for a long time. Like, and you could tell for a few of the boys, like it got a bit emotional, like how much it actually meant to them. Yeah. So like, man,
there's a lot of people like you mentioned, like Oleg before, like potentially wasn't even on a list.
Yeah, wow.
Like, Billy Frampton, like laid in, like all these things that happen for people. And obviously I actually have a point on this too. I think it's so unfair that Tay Adams, McStay, John Noble, like in the Premier League, even though it's home and away, if you play like, I think it's 18 games, you get a medal.
I agree with that. 100%.
Like, I think that's fucking change. I don't understand why that doesn't happen. Yeah. Like, I know it's a final, but bro, you don't get there with like that same 22 didn't play every week. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. I like that number. Like even if it's like 15 to 18 games,
something like that, bro. Like it's like meat on the bone. You get one.
Yeah, I think because I feel like it would have been such a shout out to those boys firstly because we wouldn't have got it done without them.
Yeah.
And to see their excitement for us, but you could tell, deep down that you'd be so flat that you're not a part of something so special. Like in an official way. Because unofficially, man, they're massive parts of it. And of course they've been, the massive drivers in our success over the last 2 years. But yeah, I just think there would have been a bit of like a mind fuck in regards to like good and bad emotions.
Of course.
And that are natural and healthy. but in such a freaking intense time.
How were the convers without obviously, because I know that I had a great conversation with Taylor Adams, because to me the way he was carrying himself after the game, I'm like, look, man, I know Premiership's a be all and end all, but I'm like, you won't get an award for this, but I'm like, the way you're carrying yourself, bro, that is like, I think that's the hardest thing any human can do in sport.
100%.
Is like being a team and not get a medal.
Yeah.
Because you just missed out on injury. And
when you know you would have got one.
Bro, and the way he played in 2018, it's like he was almost a Norm Smith winner of Collingwood. Like he would have played a big part.
Yeah.
Rick Stay was huge in the pre-league.
Yeah, he was massive.
You know, Johnny Noble won he won a game off his own back this year. Like, he's fucking crazy. So it's just sad. But were there conversations had with those boys? Like, are they okay type thing?
Yeah, I think everyone at points has checked in with them, and I'm like pretty close with John. So like over the whole final series, I've been having conversations with him, probably more so than the other boys, just because I'm a fair bit closer with him. But there's obviously like you'd have so many doubts and anger and jealousy and all these emotions that are natural because you want to be part of something that there's going to be special. And there's so much like what can I do? What can I say?
That's why it's awful.
It's like all I could do as a friend was just be there and listen and support him and tell him that, my thoughts on the situation. I've played, I said on live television, I played 82 games. I played 82 games straight with John, basically.
Wow, what's your number now?
80.
Bro, it's real one, bro. It's real one. Yeah, we got you here for stats, bro.
That's me. 85, 3 goals.
Damn.
Yeah.
No goals this year, though.
No goals this year. I was that flat about it, to be honest.
Yeah, this is too busy locking people down, bro. It doesn't need to kick them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Before we go into a brief view of the celebrations, because you by far had, in my opinion, the best Mad Monday kit, but the Fly's sort of post-game speech, because he is the king of media. He's the king of I think that's just how he is. I don't think he's putting it on. He's just so well spoken and he always says the right shit. It's just, he's such a good human and such a good navigator of emotion and perfect coach for Collingwood with such a big following. But to wrap all up everything he's been doing, was there anything notably said to kind of about the flag, anything that stands out, or has that not really been? Has that not happened yet?
No, it happened. We had a conversation he came. We all went into rooms and spoke like we do after every game, but it's a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Worst memory.
I'm just giving Fly this massive rap.
I don't want to say something that did it, but I know for a fact that he said how proud he was of us, and I think he spoke about in the media a little bit that. He refers to us all as his 43 sons, and to say to obviously achieve what we achieved and have such a tight knit group, I think that for him meant a lot. And I think we always speak about having deep wins and shallow losses, and he's just enjoy this moment. Dude's been part of 7 or 8 premierships.
Well, Pendle said something as well when he. I think he's. Please don't quote me on it, but I swear he said something he's been a part of 9 grand finals.
Yeah,
and he's won all 9.
Yeah, some
player
ridiculous.
And coach. Because I think he was in a 3-peat with Richmond.
Yeah,
and then 3-peat at Brisbane, and then he would have been
VFL Richmond.
Oh yeah, Richmond.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He
won 3 himself.
He's just said he just dropped that line, and Pendles I heard say something when he first came and he said I don't want to be arrogant, but I'm a winner.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn, well, facts. When he dropped that,
and you know what? That is a bar.
That is a bar, bro. That's Isaac to Q type shit, bro. That's some bars, bro.
That shit's on that because he just. That is the epitome of success.
We need to put Fly in a beat, bro. He could fucking rap some hard shit.
I'd back that in 100%.
Yeah, he's crazy. Well, I don't want to point out the obvious, but how Lewis Hamilton, when did that?
Yeah,
bro, that was fucking you could walk around like that normally, bro. It just worked.
I've had the braids for probably a year and a half, 2 years, and every time I tie it up like this, people would. I'd have randoms, I'd literally just be walking on the street and someone would be like, oh, what the heck, you look like Lewis Hamilton. And I'm taking it every day of the week. I'm just a rooster. So this is a true story. He can, I'm not trying to be arrogant here, but I had to get Michael B. Jordan or Lewis Hamilton.
See, I told you you're a sex symbol, bro.
Yeah, that is
man. I get like Marcus Houston, bro. Who the fuck, like what the fuck? You guys do exactly what I'm saying, bro.
I Josh Dacos. I'll take that.
That's all right.
That, for sure. So I'll be honest. I'm blessed that I get those.
Where'd you find the kit though, bro? Like I'm like
eBay. eBay. I did my work earlier. So I didn't even know that we were doing a dress up yet. And like obviously, I don't know if we're winning the Premiership. I'm confident we are, but I don't know when it's going to come and this and that. And I ordered it like 2-3 months out. Just like, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'll have some like Halloween party or something, or like some dress up party or something like that where I'll have to wear it. Genius. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just order it and then just go with the flow. And I actually, it said it was going to take like 2 months to come. And I messaged the guy. I'm like, look, dude, like, I really need this to come quick. I'm happy to like pay a little bit extra if you need it. And he's like, nah, don't worry. Like, I'll get it out. And he actually got it to me like within like a week or two.
Fuck. Did you know that he had this kit?
No, he told me. I was like, I'm actually surprised you thought of that, to be honest. But it was going to come off. I knew it was going to come off.
Did you see him before he was going to Mad Monday? How he looked as well?
Yeah,
it was flames.
Because I had a photo of Lewis with like, the gloves. And he was like, oh, let me get the gloves. He put the gloves on. Pose the exact photo.
Yeah, we did like a little replica. Because I had like fake nose rings. They came off straight away. Yeah. So like I had like 2 piercings in, fake piercings, 2 nose rings. And just it was pretty cool. Got some good feedback on it. So
I posted photos and he was like, don't post anything. I only rock up. And he rocked up and everyone sees it. He rocked up. And then I think straight away it was all of Fox Footy.
Outside of you, in your opinion, who had the best Mad Monday kit? I think, like let's go podium first, second, third.
Yeah, I'd say Bo McCreary won.
Oh, Sugar Shaw
was nuts.
When did he have, bro? When did he? I don't know if he had a proper sleep at that point. Like, when did he have time to dye his hair?
That dude was sounding like Pop Smoke. His voice was that deep. and he, to his credit, he woke up early. And shout out to my braid lady and her husband. They went and drove over to his house and did his braids for him.
Shout out, man! That's dope. That's dope.
That is big.
So that's loyalty right there.
Who are they? Let's give them a plug. If anyone needs braids. Shamer and Mo.
Shamer and Mo. SS Braids.
SS Braids. Anyone wants to look like Q, they're
I think I pronounced their names right.
Yeah.
Be embarrassing. But yeah, SS Braids, they're the plug. And they're really, really good people. But yeah, they went over and did that. So they did the braids for him. And I think Jack gave him actual UFC gear. So I think apparently shout out Jack as well because he Ubered his UFC gear to Bo on the morning.
Jack Jenkins different. That makes sense because Bo messaged me being like, "How Jack's a legend." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Can you send it? He's going to send me UFC gear." But I thought he meant like, it's like, oh, Bo's just asked him like after the flag, like, oh, I'd love some kit.
No.
Now it's it's for the Mad Monday. I was like, that's a bit random message.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, bro, cheers. Yeah, no good, bro.
And then he put hairspray in like Sugar Sean, and then obviously had the, like he's tatted already, but he had some extra tats that he put on, like a face tat and stuff. So he was looking elite. And then there's a few honorable mentions, but I'd say just because of how perfectly it fits his personality, John Noble came as a police officer, and his brother's a cop. And like I think it just fits them so well, and the way that John is as a person, it just fits the cop. Like it's just, and he was actually going around. I got videos of him going around. Like he was like, you know how the cops like hold their thing like this, like walk around. Like, and he was,
so people playing character.
Yeah, and he was full in character, and he was like going around people like, nah, mate, not today. Like, and then like he was like, because then Darcy Cameron, Steele, Billy Frampton, Josh Dacos all went as Eshes. And he was at one point
Braden as well.
And Braden. Sorry. And at one point he's like arresting Darcy Cameron, and like it was just good banter. And then like honorable mention to Tom Mitchell, he went as Finn McGuinness.
That for me was huge. Yeah. Because people initially thought he was like taking the piss out of Hawthorn, and then he cleared it up, and I was like, that's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, no, and I think even shout out Finn, I think he gave him his jersey because he was wearing 32.
Yeah, he was.
So I think because obviously they're mates from Hawthorn, so like that was a really funny one as well. But there was some, you know what? I was very impressed with everyone's
There was a lot, man. There was Peaky Blinders.
Some unbelievable stuff. Like
shout
Darcy
out Jack
Moore.
Ginnivan.
Yeah, Guinea was doing his thing, of course, being controversial.
Marcos. His entrance.
Yeah, bro.
Leggy being leggy, which we love.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he trained with them for a day.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, his story is so cool because in reality he got knocked back by all 18 teams, and he actually got knocked back by Collingwood because we got rid of him, and then he went to Carlton to do the same thing, and then we were like, oh no, we actually need you back. So then he came back. So yeah, that's what a story. Like there's
always a crazy.
So cool.
I think he's got the craziest story of the year. I think.
Yeah,
from
so.
that perspective,
so.
That's pretty special, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn, bro. Well, you're a premiership player.
Yeah.
Premiership player, baby.
Like, so what's the sort of plan now? Like, how you obviously got to enjoy, relax.
Yeah.
Take it in. Your body must be fucking a bit banged up. Well, I mean, you are. Actually, no. Bro, what the hell? Bro, you're Michael Jordan now, man. You're starting to get Michael Jordan. You got to start. You can say that.
Well, like he messaged me like it's been Tuesday night. It was like, oh, do you want to go to the club after sauna or something? I'm like, yeah, I'll go after work. Finish work, get home 9 o'clock, and like we get to the club. I start putting my budgies on. And he puts these runners. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, going for a treadie run. I'm like, bro, you saw my post 3 days ago. He goes, yes. I love a treadie run. I'm there like watching. I'm doing rehab. This guy's running treadmill for like half an hour. I'm like, this guy's not
Q mentality, man. It's got hashtag Q mentality, bro. Isaac to Q, bro.
And then went everywhere. It was on TikTok, all over TikTok and stuff.
Fuck, man. Yeah, you just can't. You can't rest, or you just like feeling fit, or is this this inner beast just coming out, bro?
Yeah, I just freaking enjoy it. Like, I don't know. I just love it. And like, it's mental for me. Like, I feel like especially when I've been drinking and haven't got much sleep, like, I just feel like it makes me feel better about myself. It's like a bit of a mental thing as well. But I just actually, like, I genuinely enjoy a treadmill run. Like, like tunes pumping, like I can go, because I did it a lot in Europe. And that was what kind of got me into them. And like, I just get in this zone where everything's like blocked out from everything. Like, I don't think about anything but this run.
Right.
And it's like almost like meditation in a sense.
Fuck, it's cool, man. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Man, we went last year, we almost had the clip of the century, bro, saying, like, well, what the fuck do I know about AFL? But I'm like, I reckon you make it all Australian.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And like,
we always say
he actually said that to me like halfway, like 3/4 through the year, and it was like, fuck, bro, like Q's on here, bro. Like, he's playing well, Pies are killing it.
Yeah.
And he actually said to me, he goes, bro, I always think of that. And I was like, fuck, I was taken back by that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he gets in for like him, and I'm like, this clip Braden's gonna cut off, it's gonna be fire.
Well, on that note, because you personally were the person that kind of got me to aim that high, because I remember having that conversation. I was like I'm probably not going to make All-Australian. Like, I can't make under 20, 22, under 22 anymore. And you're like, bro, just aim high. Like, you may as well. Like, what do you got to lose? And I was like, yeah, you know what? I love that. And at the start of the year, like, I'm a big believer in manifestation. At the start of the year, I wrote I got like a little whiteboard in my room, just above my bed, above my TV, opposite my bed. And then I wrote, make All-Australian team, which I was very close to, which is so cool.
Do you know how close? Like, are you like, because you know how you come in the
just to be in the squad, I think that's close enough for me.
This is why I say to like shoot high, because when you fall short, it's like, oh, you fell short into the top 44.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's like, oh fuck, that's terrible.
It's a blessing.
And damn. You know?
And then to even be like, honestly, I was genuinely surprised when I got told that I made it, which was pretty cool.
Pretty sure saw me dinner on that.
Yeah,
I said we'll make it. He's like, nah, I'm like, bet dinner on.
Bro.
Yeah.
And then I wrote win a premiership as well. So they're two things are basically that's the start of the year, man, before the season even started.
That's crazy, dude.
Manifest, man, manifest. Put them goals up, believe in them, they'll come true.
Bro, well, to sign us out, man, you got anything you want to say to the Magpie Army? Because for sure, you crazy fan base that I love, because you guys blow up every episode that I've turned into a Collingwood fan. I mean, by allegiance I already was, but like, if I'm seen wearing some St Kilda gear, like, I actually fear for my own safety with you guys.
Fan before,
like, went up from a kid, man.
Same.
Yeah, man. I didn't watch it. Shout out Saints, though. But like, I'm a but for the Magpie Army, man, you got him, because they have been wild, man. The turnout post game, pre game,
unbelievable. Well, I guess for me, it's like, it hits different because I was part of that Magpie Army when I was younger. Like, and like, I remember the 2010 grand final. I remember being at AAMI Park watching it. I remember how much it meant to people in 2018 to even make it to the grand final. Then the heartache after we'd lost. I remember the train ride bits being silent on the way home. Like, so yeah, shout out to the Magpie Army. You guys ride every bump with us, and I've experienced a lot of the highs this year. And to cap it off with one of these is pretty cool. And like we definitely wouldn't have got there without you guys. So shout out.
And I think a famous line that was mentioned at the post-Pies celebrations, I think it went from 177 players to 199 players now won premierships for Collingwood. It's under 200 players.
Crazy.
That's an elite list, bro.
Life member.
Yeah, life member.
That's it. So
Life member of the club that you grew
shout
up
out, shout out to you. Shout out Darcy Cameron also for his Darryl Braithwaite horses performance, which is up on the Instagram. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So many random things, but most of all,
when he was on stage.
When he's on stage,
that was goated.
The best part was like Darryl Braithwaite's like, I think I might get a player up on stage, and then someone's quote was, Darcy Cameron's never moved quicker all day, bro. He just fucking was already on stage before he finished the sentence.
He was one of the best.
It was fun,
but mate, congratulations, bro. Enjoy it. I had no doubt you'll be back again next year, and that AA stripe's coming, brother.
Need that blazer, baby.
That's it, baby. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We hope you enjoyed the episode.